Why is everyone asking if guest blogs are dead? Okay, I'm calling it. If you're using guest blogging as a way to gain links in 2014, you should probably stop. Why? Because over time, it's become a more and more spammy practice. And if you're doing a lot of guest blogging, then you're hanging out with really bad company. Matt Cutts. Matt Cutts? Who's Matt Cutts? In 2014, he was head of Google's web spam team, and he had this to say on his personal blog. Guest posting is dead. Was he right? No. Guest posting, guest blogging, what have you, is alive and well. Google encourages articles written by one website and published on another to inform users, to educate another site's audience, and to bring awareness to a cause or company. And that's coming from Google. So what Google is not okay with is people abusing guest posting exclusively to manipulate rankings, disregarding quality, and providing a bad user experience. So Matt Cutts' claim was ultimately incorrect. However, his concern about spammy practices wasn't wrong. And since then, Google has taken strides to algorithmically keep spam at bay. I'm not trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are still many good reasons to do some guest blogging, exposure, branding, increased reach, community, etc. Those reasons existed way before Google, and they'll continue in the future. And there are absolutely some fantastic, high-quality guest bloggers out there. So those who prioritize relevant and authoritative websites, create valuable content, and build relationships within their industry, generate high-quality backlinks, and drive targeted traffic to their site while building authority. And those who don't continue to contribute crap to the ever-growing mountain of spam. Now, Cutts made his claim about low-quality content back in January 2014. And just a few months later, Google introduced EAT. The plot thickens. EAT, expertise, authority, trust. Now with an extra E for experience, making it double EAT. These are the secret ingredients that make blogs that Google loves and approves of as guest posts and ultimately as good backlinks. Several years ago, I would have said that the default answer when someone proposed doing a guest blog post would be yes. However, with the rapid rise of low-quality or spammy sites trying to build tons of links via guest posting, so I'd say that the default answer should be no. Of course, if you know the person writing the blog post well, or you want to vouch for them, then that changes the calculation. A writer you can vouch for changes the calculation. I think that's still relevant today. We can safely assume that someone the host can vouch for will hold some sort of authenticity, or at least adhere to Google's standards of quality. When you finally decide that you want to write a guest post, you need to begin with the right strategy, and that starts with picking the niche and the relevancy of the host website. Imagine writing about SEO on a host site that's about food. That might have worked at one point, but now it's not going to fly. Google will nullify your backlinks, the scale of your authority meter will go down, and the host website will be known as a vulture who just wants content. Find a website that matches your niche and reach out with your interest to write for them. Let them know that you have something valuable to offer. The key to successful guest posting that shares traffic is selecting websites that align with your target audience and offer a relevant platform for your expertise. You can look up websites with your niche and relevancy using these prompts in your Google search bar. Now, when you have your industry, Further the filtering process by checking the domain rating and authority on a tool like Ahrefs. Pick the one that is higher in general, or at least higher than yours. And when you finally have the host websites narrowed down to your industry, pick the one that gives you a byline. A byline is the little author bio that you get at the end of the blog. A lot of websites tend to write guest author, and sure, that's fine, but you're giving them valuable content. The least they can do is give you a byline. Your byline should be short and sweet and should explain why you are an authority on the topic. Take a look at this example. This is Fellman's byline for her guest post for Wired Impact. Her bio is short, describes why she could be considered an authority on the topic, and she mentions her company. This will allow people to reach out to her business directly, thereby driving traffic. It's also important to note that her content is Double Eat approved. Do check it out. We posted a link in the description, and while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a like and to subscribe to our channel. Back in 2013, Google introduced the Hummingbird algorithm to improve Google's ability to understand what people were looking for online. The intent was to make search fast and precise. And by precise, it was meant to better interpret user intent, even if the search query didn't contain the exact keywords. The Hummingbird algorithm uses natural language processing to ensure that the intended results are displayed while disregarding keyword-stuffed, low-quality content. So the best way to write for the Hummingbird algorithm is to simply write for your audience. Create good content that satisfies their needs. Incorporate links strategically instead of being spammy, and just let the Hummingbird buzz in the background. You know your niche, you've picked the best possible host website, and now you need to analyze your audience so you can deliver the goods. Study the host site's best performing blogs and find out what tone the readers love. Keep that in consideration while you're writing. You can check out the performance of these blogs on Ahrefs or a similar tool. And you can also go to the comments section to discover what the audience has to say, what they like, and what they want. And even when you are done writing, you're still not done. You still have to interact with your readers via comments on your now newly published blog. Take time to respond to comments and questions. Take criticism to improve your own writing. Show the readers that you are available and active. And if you've written exceptionally, commenters just might want you to write more. And if the host site sees positive comments like that, they might want to collaborate again. And so guest posting lives on. Sure, it can still get spammy, but leave it to Google to filter that spam out. And you can do your part by not practicing spammy practices. That way, everybody wins. Sappy. A little bit of pine. Like an acorn handled by a dirty squirrel.
Google search bar.